Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. So Diwali is right in corner and today we'll see two easy Diwali recipes. One is Kara Bundi and other one is the mixture recipe. So pandemic doesn't stop us from celebrating any festivals, right? So let's get the festival spirit on and start preparing this delicious recipe. To start with, in a mixing bowl, add in 1 cup of besan flour, 2 tablespoons of rice flour, half teaspoon or quarter teaspoon of red chili powder as per your spice levels. Along with this, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder for the color. You can skip it if you don't prefer. And then garnish with a generous pinch of hing or asafoetida. And then add in the required salt for tasting. With a whisk, gently mix everything such that the spices and the flour are evenly combined. So next let us add in about 3/4 cup of water and then mix the flour and the water together to form a batter. We need to form a thick and a free-flowing batter, so that is the correct consistency for the bundi. So to get this, first add in about 3/4 cup of water and then slowly add in about 1 tablespoon of water up to 3 tablespoons. Keep whisking until you get a thick and free-flowing batter. Make sure it is not runny. If the batter is runny, you'll get the bundi with tails. To get a perfect round bundi without any tails, the batter should be of the correct consistency. It should be slightly thick but free flowing. So slowly add in the water 1 tablespoon at a time and keep whisking. So now the batter's consistency is achieved. So close it and let it rest for 15 minutes and then add in about 1/8 teaspoon of cooking soda. So this is for the crispiness of the bundi. You can skip it if you don't prefer. So add this cooking soda and whisk once again. Finally add in another 1 tablespoon of water and whisk everything. So now the batter is ready and we can start preparing the bundi. To prepare the bundi, we will need the bundi ladle or 2 separate ladles with holes. To begin with, heat a pan with oil for deep frying. Once it is hot, keep the bundi ladle above the kadai 3 to 4 inches above. Pour a ladle full of batter and keep moving the ladle in a circular motion over the kadai. Make sure you don't spread the batter in the ladle. The batter has to fall by itself inside the oil. Also, keep moving the ladle in a circular fashion so that the bundi doesn't get clustered. Gently mix the bundis and cook until the bundis get crisp or the sound reduces. So once the bundi is cooked till crisp, remove from the oil and drain in paper towels to remove the excess oil. Now once we remove all the bundis from the oil, please continue the same procedure for rest of the batter. After every batch, make sure you wash the ladle and wipe it completely till dry and then repeat the process so that your bundi gets perfect every time. Suppose if you get tails while frying the bundi, you can add 1 teaspoon of besan flour to the prepared batter and make it thick so that the batter is getting the correct consistency and you get the bundis cooked perfect every time. The bundi recipe is the same for preparing both the Kara bundi and the mixture. So first we'll prepare the base as a bundi and then continue preparing the Kara bundi and the mixture. So now I have finished the first batch of the bundi. So I'm repeating the same process for the next batch of bundi. So make sure you drain the oil completely from the bundi after every batch and then it will be perfect to use to prepare the Kara bundi or either mixture. So now the bundis are ready. So first we'll see how to prepare Kara Bundi. In the same oil, after frying the bundi, I'm going to fry the other nuts which is needed for the bundi and Kara Bundi. So first I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of peanuts and frying it until crisp. So once it is fried, remove from the oil and keep it in paper towels to remove the excess oil. Next I'm going to add cashew nuts. So I'm using about 15 cashew nuts. If you like cashew nuts more, you can add even more. So fry until it is golden brown and then remove from the oil. So finally add in about 2 sprigs of curry leaves and fry until crisp and then remove. So now we have fried all the ingredients needed. So if needed, you can also use roasted gram dal. So now in a bowl, add in the Kara Bundi. Along with this, add in the fried peanuts, cashew nuts and curry leaves. As per your spice preference, add in chili powder and the needed salt. So now we have added everything. Finally, give a good mix or toss it once until the spices are well combined. So that's it. Our delicious homemade Kara Bundi is now ready for the festival. So such a easy recipe, isn't it? So next we'll see how to prepare homemade mixture. The ingredients added is almost similar to the Kara Bundi, but then we are going to add few extra ingredients for the mixture recipe. So similarly, in the same pan, after frying the bundi, fry the peanuts until golden brown, also cashew nuts until golden brown and remove from the oil. So along with this, next we are going to add about 2 tablespoons of roasted gram dal or pottu kadalai and fry until golden and then remove from the oil. Also fry about 2 sprigs of curry leaves until crisp and then drain from the oil and set it aside. Next we are going to fry the poha. So we'll be adding about 2 tablespoons of poha and fry until crisp. That oil will be very hot. So what I did was switch off the stove and then fried the poha. It will be fried immediately, so we can just take it once the poha is done. So next, in a mixing bowl, keep the bundi ready. To this add in all the fried items. I am adding poha, roasted gram dal, peanuts. Also we will be adding the oma podi or plain save. So today I used store-bought oma podi, but I have oma podi recipe in my blog already. So I'll give the link in the description box. You can check. So finally add in the curry leaves, mix once and then add in about 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder and the required salt. Now mix everything and toss it well such that the spices are well combined. In this mixture, you can also add in potato chips, murukku or tattai or even chips, whatever you like. So that's it. Our delicious homemade South Indian style mixture is ready. It stays good for about 2 weeks if stored properly in an airtight container. So yeah, in this festival, enjoy this homemade goodies. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. For more recipes, please visit my blog. Thank you for watching. See you soon in another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.